Now you can put it all together into complete sentences. So let's do that, since it's still fresh in our mind before we go to the next few. Okay. Let's see. If you want a template, a formula, what I like to do when I write my answer paragraphs is that I like to tell you which paragraph I'm talking about first. So I'll have one sentence where I say, hey, I'm talking about paragraph 1. So I'll go paragraph 1. And I'll use my instructions. I'll use my question as much as I can. Uses language to convey meaning. Okay, let's just copy that. Uses language to convey meaning. Done. So I like to do that. And I like to use my cohesive devices just to break up my 3 phrases. So I use firstly, secondly, thirdly. And then for the next answer paragraph, I switch it up. I use furthermore, moreover, additionally, you know. So then let's go firstly. You can say the phrase, or you can put in the technique right here. The oxymoron has grandeur is, and then put an adjective. You can say is impactful. So this is the formula, right? Just put your phrase in one sentence first and then go on to give a couple of sentences of explanation. Of course, some students like to go straight to the explanation as well, or they like to embed. That's fine too. That's more advanced. But this let me get through the basics first. You say, hey, I'm talking about paragraph 1. Then you say, hey, this is my first special phrase. Done. And then you go on to explain. And of course, if I'm doing the answer paragraph, I will indent. So I'll start a bit more to the right. Okay, so let's look at what we're working with. Definitions, you can just say that, hey, this is the definition for hush. This is the definition for grandeur. So you can just do that. Hushed is defined as, or means this, right? Hushed is defined as a sound that is relatively low in volume and in a softened tone. Okay. Grandeur, we can put it together while grandeur is, but if you want to put it in a different sentence, that's fine too. If sentences get too long, they can get a little confusing, so it's okay to break them up. Grandeur is defined as the quality of being magnificent or splendid. Done. Okay. And then we have our synonyms, so we can put that together. And we can remind everyone what we're talking about. Bass emitted a harsh grandeur. So we're talking about the bass. So the bass is shown to have properties of both, because it's two different vibes. So of being muted, quiet, and subdued, as well as muted, quiet, and subdued, as well as brilliant, great, and beautiful. So I've put my synonyms this way. That's a lot of conjunctions, but it's okay. As long as it's understandable, right? Okay. So we have our synonyms. And then we can put together the oxymoron, what it means as a whole, right? As a whole, These contrasting words highlight that the base is amazing, but in a subtle and understated way. As a whole, these contrasting words, so you should learn helper words: showcase, highlight, suggest, right? Memorize some of them, so you have some variety. Highlight that the base is amazing, but in a subtle and understated way. Maybe you can say even secretive and mysterious. Done. We have that explanation. So we just have to end it with our connotation and emotions. So this phrase has a positive connotation and evokes emotions of awe, admiration, and fascination. This phrase has a positive connotation and evokes emotions of awe, admiration, and fascination. Done. Easy, right? When you take your time, you brainstorm, you can come up with the sentences. You don't have to be blank. You don't have to struggle anymore. Done.